Hi, guys. This is Kenneth Robinson. Uh, nice to see you. Nice to meet you. One of the class mates for the Master of Education School Counseling. And for a brief moment, I'm going to be sharing uh, my disposition and my position as to why being a school counselor is so very important. Part of an assignment, or part of the assignment that we have for this week, week 5, is to discuss, in part, uh, the dispositions of school counseling and some of the standards, or why standards for school counseling is important. One of the questions that we have is uh, what are the qualities and behaviors and values that are indicative of a professional school counselor? Let me start by saying that dispositions are just your inherent or a person's inherent qualities. That's the first part that we need to understand. Uh, as far as dispositions are concerned, what is it that you have as an individual? Just your personal character, your nature, your temperance. Those are things, those are dispositions that we as individuals equally have, and of course, in similarities and also in opposition of one another, or some have some qualities, not opposition, some qualities, and some possess others that would make us, um, each individual, different in their role as a school counselor or uh, their behavior for being in the field of school counseling, rather. One of the qualities and behaviors that I definitely believe that I have that would make me a wonderful school counselor is just my patience, my temperance, and my practical application to the various experiences of life by many, regardless of age or um, gender, culture, or spiritual affiliation, or religious affiliation, I should say, even spiritual background. I possess a openness, an open-mindedness to accept all, regardless of there being any indifferences or any differences that we may have as we experience life uh, from the various backgrounds and the various corners of life of the world that we may each come from in difference to one another. The question asks about what standards uh, do I have as a professional counselor, school counselor, or rather, do I abide by? GCU sets the premise well for school standards, as well as the as we've already spoken about, ASCA, Association of School Counseling. It speaks to having a wide range of dispositions and a wide range of standards that we need to abide by. But yet, I think that those standards are or should be a given. First and foremost, for me, is having a respect for others, a respect for diversity, a respect for cultures, race, ethnicities, and even social and economic differences or backgrounds that we all share in. Those are the standards by GCU expected of any participant in the education programs or just in school general with the GCU program or the GCU university statement, mission statement, and policies. And I believe that we all should abide by those. Those are standards that I find are not so much as just standard throughout all of academia, but definitely adhered to and promoted very well by GCU. Let me go down to one of the other questions that was being asked for this particular assignment that we have. that we have here. I'm sorry about that. That we have here. It asks about uh, what dispositions do I demonstrate? Demonstrate my ability to understand cultures and genders, learning differences. Um, I think my openness to all individuals, um, and my acceptance again to all individuals, regardless of again gender identity, culture, race, ethnicities, socioeconomics, cultural backgrounds, subcultural backgrounds. I'm open to any and each and all without judgment, without bias, without prejudice, opinions and views, especially anything that is going to be spoken out, that's going to be offensive or used as a hindrance to someone's growth. Something that I strongly believe in is to promote the uh, mental and the physical healthiness of each individual. And for the most part, that means to be open to whatever experiences that person has gone through and can um, communicate to me. So that openness says that I'm more than willing to hear them out and to know that their experiences are not my experiences. Their worldviews are not my worldviews. It doesn't make me in opposition of them, but what it does is give me an opportunity and a chance to learn and to grow as an individual and as a professional myself. So that is one of the keys that I think helps me. Uh, Helps me. I'm sorry, to demonstrate my disposition when it comes to the position of school counselor. As a first year school counselor, it asks about what dispositions do I believe that I would need. That hinges on, for me, ethics, morals, um, having value and understanding and patience, and again, the acceptance of other worldviews. Ethics and having morals, simply put, suggests that for me is that I'm open to knowing how to treat others as I'd like to be treated, listening to others, uh, finding a place of understanding for others, and again, the experiences that they may have had that I may not have gone through. And then again, there should be some similarities. Could be some similarities that we share in. So, um, first year school counselor, for me, having the ethical and the morals and having value and having a full understanding and patience for students that may be struggling, that may have some other issues that are stemming from outside of the school structures, and to be able to uh, find that place and that balance that student can, those students may be able to come to me and share with me in whatever experiences that they're having. So that's something that I think I definitely would need as a first year school counselor, is just that openness and acceptance and patience to the needs, the various needs of the students that I encounter and will have to communicate with. One of the last things that was asked, do I anticipate using any how do I anticipate using any feedback from more or less performance reviews or evals of my performance as a school counselor? And then, of course, the data performance of the students. Any and all feedback from me is informative feedback. Some would consider that to be um, negative feedback. No one wants to get that bad report or to get a report that say that they are lacking in one particular area or another. I, on the other hand, welcome any areas that I can benefit from and grow from. And if those areas are not as savory, so to speak, even better for me, because there's an area that I know I've been instructed or been given some feedback on that I need some additional help in, then I'm more than willing and I'm very readily available to accept that type of feedback to continue my growth as a not only just as a school counselor, but as an individual. So that benefits me, that works for me, and those areas of being able to accept positive and what would be considered negative feedback is just growth areas for me. It's an opportunity. Those are always opportunities, and those opportunities are the most beneficial in any platform. So I welcome that particular narrative of having feedback given to me from what performances that the students' data being taken or collected by me to show to administrators that this is a percentage of students that have succeeded. This is a percentage of students who are sort of at a standstill, and then there are those others who are just not moving along or growing satisfactory. So that helps me to understand better that I may need to take a different approach. And then to seek out some other advice from other more experienced counselors, more experienced teachers or administrators that can give me some feedback that's going to help me utilize some other tools in my area of counseling. So all in all, the entire position of counseling, school counseling, be it first year or the 20th year, there's a continuum of learning, of growth as a person, the building of the temperaments or the dispositions that each of us do have and are able to express through our profession as school counselors. That growth is, again, it's there. It should be welcomed. It should be actually sought out. Because you just, and parenthetically I say this, you just never know when that one student's going to come into your midst that's going to need something that you thought you had at one point in time and you didn't. So to be able to reach into that counseling toolbox from those areas of growth that were much needed, may be able to give you that one point in time something that student need, and it so to speak, it saved the day, and it gave that student exactly what they were searching for, and you were able to do that because you were still in your moments of growth as well. Life has it as such that we never stop growing, we never stop learning, and there's never a know-it-all. When we get to that place and point in time, I think that we've finally gotten to a place where the pallbearers are coming in. So, having said that, again, this is week 5 for us, and I'm going to finish out with this recording, add this to my assignment for the week, and hopefully it was informative, very informative. It's something new to me to do these videos. And God bless. Thank you for listening. And as the late Dr. Cherry would say, I'm out of time, and I thank you for yours.